One of the problems people have with working out on a regular basis is simply finding the motivation. A lot of people really struggle to stay motivated to exercise and especially to keep on exercising over the long haul. So, what I want to talk to you today about is finding your motivation to exercise and not just a reason to exercise for the next month or the next 6 months, but something that's really going to keep you exercising for the rest of your life on a consistent basis. And you need to have a good, strong reason to do that. Now, some of these reasons are going to be fairly obvious, and then some of them may be things that you haven't thought of before. But I'm going to give you 9 different motivations that I think, if you're looking for some motivation, you can kind of, you know, attach yourself to one of these suggestions, and just run with it. So I am Mark Johnson, the founder of Bounce Pep, bringing you a fit and flourishing future. And I'm also the youngest son of Bill Johnson. I want you to subscribe. You want to subscribe. So go ahead and please subscribe. I do appreciate it. And if you want to go to the www.bouncepep.com website, go down to the bottom of the homepage and subscribe to our email list. That will be wonderful as well. I encourage you to do it. Let's go ahead and jump in. So we're gonna talk about 9 things here, okay? 9 motivations that can keep you exercising regularly for the rest of your life. All right. The first one is going to be the most obvious, and it's because a lot of people just want to look good. Look, if your principal motivation for wanting to work out is to improve your appearance, that's fine with me. Who am I to say it's a bad reason? Look, if that's what it takes to get you in the gym and to stay healthy and to keep yourself strong and everything else, so be it. I don't care. People talk about vanity as, the word vanity has kind of a negative connotation, but I'm basically okay with it. If it's getting you to actually do the right things, then I'm okay with vanity being a principal motivating factor for you to keep yourself in the gym exercising. Let's talk about the number 2 motivation. A lot of you may simply want to get stronger, especially if you're kind of puny right now and you just feel like you could be doing better in terms of your overall strength. Especially, like a lot of guys who are like, if you're like me, I'm a naturally skinny guy, right? So one of the things that motivated me was I just wanted to be stronger, okay? And even if you're a woman, you might just want to be stronger, and that can motivate you over the long term. And the thing is, getting stronger it's like something that you can do over the long term because you build strength over time. You'll find that when you start to get stronger, then there will be like another level to go to, and then you'll hit that next level, and then there will be another level to go to. Now, over the really long term, you will probably hit kind of a plateau, and that's fine because by that time you'll probably be so addicted to exercising and getting stronger and lifting weights or whatnot that you just find another reason to continue, right? Because there are a lot of things that can keep you motivated to work out. But if getting stronger is what helps you to get started, if that's the motivation that helps you get started, then so be it. That's a great motivation. Number 3, again, is another really obvious one. Simply your desire to get healthier. Okay. This is another great motivation. Now, you may not be going into the gym to just kill it because your main objective is just to get healthier. So that's fine with me. Look, if you just want to get generally healthier, just generally a little stronger, generally a little bit more energetic, generally just a little bit more like mentally aware, and 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 that's what's really motivating you over the long term to just keep on exercising, then that as well is a great reason. And it's something that, staying healthy is something that you can pretty much do forever, right? So it's a great long term motivation. Okay, the number 4 motivation that I thought of is a great one for so many people because we live in a society where so many people are sedentary. In other words, a lot of people just don't move around very much. They're just physically inactive. And this can be something that motivates you to just exercise on a regular basis is a desire to stay active and energetic. Society is filled with people who are inactive and low energy, and you don't have to be one of them. And if you don't want to be one of them, then that can be a powerful motivator to get you exercising on a regular basis. Just the desire to have abundant energy, the desire to move more, just to be more active, to just live life a little bit more, right? That's a great motivating factor. So you can take that and run with it. Number five is a great motivator for people who have already reached midlife, or maybe if you're past midlife and you're basically a senior by now, this is something that's really a great motivator. And it's just the desire to prevent decline. Once you hit middle age, if you don't do anything to keep yourself healthy and to keep yourself in shape, then you will just inevitably decline. But it's not predestined to be so. You can do something to forestall decline. Now, look, over the long term, you're going to decline slowly no matter what. But the point of exercising on a regular basis is to just slow that process way down, right? There's no reason why you have to just precipitously decline. So, for all of you folks, especially if you're middle aged, this is a great reason, this is a great motivator to just keep you excited about working out. Is just that desire to just stave off physical and mental decline for as long as you possibly can. So if that's what's going to motivate you for the rest of your life, then I'm telling you, take that and run with it because it's powerful. All right, now you see I'm very excited about this. So let me calm down for this next one. Let's just slow it down a little bit. Number six is another great reason that is not necessarily so obvious, but it is a powerful reason. And it is something that really can keep you working out over the long haul. And that is being motivated by the desire to have some kind of a stress valve. In other words, some way to deal with your stress that is constructive rather than destructive. A lot of people deal with pressure and stress by drinking too much, or they turn to drugs, or they turn to some other like really unhealthy habit. And the good news is you don't have to do that. When you have stresses in your life, you can turn to exercise as a stress valve. It will literally improve your mood and it will help you work through stressful emotions so that they don't just overwhelm your life. Okay. So if you need a stress valve in your life, I want you to think about using that as a motivator to keep you working out. Okay. Keep you working out forever. Now, number seven is a fairly common one. Um, I'm going to say this with a caveat, though. It's something that you need to understand the pitfall of if you're going to use it as a motivator. So, what is number seven? You can use the desire to connect with people as a powerful motivator to keep you working out. Okay. Now, what I notice, however, when I go to the gym is I see a lot of social butterflies. And what they'll do is, you may have heard me say this before. So they will work out for 1 minute and then talk for 10 minutes. Okay. And so if you're going to work out because you want to connect with people, that's fine. But that's what I would caution you against, is just standing around doing too much talking to the point where you aren't actually really exercising very much at all. Okay. So you don't want to be one of those people that, for every 1 minute that you work out, you talk for 10. Okay. If you want to connect with people, just make sure that, you're connecting and staying active at the same time, right? Don't just be talking and talking and talking and talking and not really accomplishing anything for your health and your vitality. Number eight is a motivator that I'm personally drawn to. I think it's a little bit less common, but I'm certainly not the only one. And if you've listened to me for any amount of time, you probably would understand that, yeah, this guy would be motivated by something like this. But I think it can work for you too if you're kind of a cerebral person like I am. And that is the desire for self mastery. When we talk about self mastery, what we're talking about is mental acuity, we're talking about control over your emotions and your actions. That's basically what self mastery encompasses. And one of the big reasons that I go to work out, one of the huge motivating factors is, I want to have I want to improve my self control. I want to improve my concentration, my focus. I want to improve my discipline. Okay. Those are all about self mastery, right? And it's not strictly speaking a physical thing. That it's mainly those are mainly mental aspects of working out that really keep me motivated, and they really get me in the gym and they get me excited, right? It's that desire for self mastery. So if you're on the same wavelength as I am and you're really attuned to self mastery, then trust me, take that and run with it. That can be a great long term motivator to keep you working out forever. Now, number 9 is one that I'm pretty sure you are not expecting, but I'm going to throw it out there because I do think that it can be a motivator. And let me just say, I'm not trying to clown you or anyone else. I'm not trying to clown anybody with this. Okay. But there are some people out there. May not be you, maybe you, but there are some people out there who need to redeem themselves for poor habits. Okay, so if you're motivated by a desire to redeem yourself for poor habits, and that is enough to get you in the gym and working out, then that's fine with me. Now, what are the poor habits I'm talking about? Some people know that they have an absolutely terrible diet. They just eat and drink and don't think too much about how healthy it's going to be for them. They just indulge, right? And you'll see this like when I you'll see people like on cruises, right? And they'll just be eating and drinking everything like there's no tomorrow. I mean, just a total bonanza, right? And then they go to the gym because they feel guilty about all of the excessive eating and drinking they've done. Now, if you're somebody like that, look, like I said, I don't care ultimately what motivates you as long as it's motivating you and keeping you exercising forever. All right. So if your desire for redemption for all the bad habits you have is what is going to keep you working out, then so be it. Take it and run with it. Okay. You deserve redemption just like everybody else. So there you have it. Those are the 9 motivators that I have identified, that I have offered to you, that can keep you motivated to exercise for the rest of your life. You don't have to be motivated by all 9 of them. Just 1 or 2 is enough. Literally, just 1 is enough. Just, if you can just latch on to 1 and it motivates you to keep on exercising for the rest of your days, then that's good enough. That's all you need. So, final thing I want to tell you is don't forget to check out the Passion and Purpose Project. I want you to go to www.bouncepep.com and check that out. It just might be right for you. So, want you to take this with you, and I will talk to you next time.